How's it going, guys? Gast here. It is 8 o'clock p.m., June 13th, and I'm finally getting around to watching the Treehouse gameplay. This is going to be my live reaction to it. I've been really swamped with work at a really unfortunate time, so I kind of missed the boat. I tried my best to stay on top of things, but I'm falling behind pretty hard, so...
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Day 2 of Nintendo Treehouse Live 2019. I am here with Audrey and Roxy, and we're here to talk about Fire Emblem Three Houses. I almost made it. I made it, actually. All right, so let's get the show on the road. So we are a professor in the monastery, and this is 5 years before things get a little rough for our students. But Audrey, could you tell us some more about the story for our audiences back at home?
Yeah, that's right. So I'm playing as Byleth.
You're kind of
here,
deep in the game right
and
now,
we're
eh?
at the Officers Academy at Garrick-Mac Monastery.
Month,
don't worry about that green-haired
11,
girl in the room. That's completely normal, and everything is
Red
fine.
Wolf Moon. Well, you knew what the
But
month
basically,
was,
at the outset of the game, I'm sorry, I have to talk to Bernie here. Oh, she says she's got a cold, but she's a big liar. Bernie's actually just a big introvert, but it's okay. You can pull her out of her shell over time. But at the outset of the game, you choose one of 3 houses to lead and to teach, and each one represents one of the ruling powers
gauge is at
in
3.
Fodlan, the continent where this game takes place. So you're not just choosing the students who you want to teach, you may be choosing which side you want to take, and, oh, I don't know, an impending war. So we're going to show a few of the activities that you can do here at the monastery. In there is the garden. Over there's the fishing hole. But you know what? I'm a bit peckish. I'm going to run to the dining hall real quick.
It seems like a lot of the things that we learned about the
breakfast is the most
strolling is all kind of put together.
So
like the meal hall,
the dining hall. And, oh, hello, Dedu.
The fishing hole and the garden. Hey!
He's always so serious. Come on, let's get a bite.
Just walk away from the
Yes. So there are multiple paths you can take.
Things rarely go as planned. Byleth, what did you do?
And this is Edelgard. She's the house leader of the Black Eagles. She's an incredibly important character. I won't spoil anything for anyone who hasn't played the game, obviously, but she has an incredibly compelling and deep backstory, just like all of the characters in this game. So I hope you look forward to getting to know her. But I'm going to jump here, and let's see. Petra looks like she really wants to get in on this meal. That's
Edelgard's like, nah, I'm not in the mood.
Got that giant happy face, so like, I'm ready. Let's go for this.
And then it's a professor and knight mixer, so I'm also going to invite Manuela to the party. Big, so I'm very... So right now...
Who's that?
Academy phase of this game. So right now...
Flane. Cool. She looks nice. This is the golden deer, right? Yeah, this is the golden deer. Ignatz. Oh, hey, we get also the localized names, I guess. That's cool. Here, I'm gonna do a quick pause here.
This is what
Ignatz. Hold on here.
Right now.
Bernadetta, Petra, Mercedes, Sethith.
I'm gonna go
Claude and Linhart.
ahead and
we don't know who Linhart
travel,
is. Marianne, and who is that?
The academy phase of this game. Travel.
Yeah, sorry if I keep unclicking this.
To the cathedral here and do a couple of more activities. You get to see the support conversations that take place in the academy, and then there are also some that will only take place after the 5-year jump during the war phase of the game. So
hey, maybe that's why C and B is always unavailable, and that's why
A have affected these students, which is really, really compelling. And that's how you get to know them enough to answer these advice box questions.
I wonder if Edelgard just sucks at singing, or she just is really sad right now. She doesn't want to eat.
Romantic relationship with someone. Dimitri.
Doesn't want to sing.
Just saying.
He is quite handsome.
He is. Now I'm going to do some...
Really engage with them. And some folks would be happy to know there's dual...
Oh, cool! That's how you get out of the thing.
If you want to play with the Japanese voices, you absolutely can. So we're going to jump into some tutoring here. And as you can see, and then let's also...
Casper's loving life.
Check in on Ferdy. He also...
Stable duty, Skywatch. How is weeding an armor thing? Raises heavy armor skills? Okay. I don't know why, but
specific
sure.
affinity for
Do you educate them for the first day and then you cruise through the week and that's what happens? Like, I have to rewatch that, I guess.
All characters
Oh!
other class.
Here we go. There's some advanced classes here. Let's try to make some guesses here. Mercenary line, maybe? No, no way. Never mind. I can't tell if there's a line going on here. Advanced class. Oh, there's a wyvern, paladin, general. Maybe a swordmaster, hero. I can't tell. Some of these are look. I can't tell some of these. This is gonna be interesting. That looks like the bow archer from Echoes. That sprite.
Is in this game. The
Gilbert. Oh, these must be the profs. Byleth, Seth, Hanneman, Manuela, Gilbert, Alois, Catherine, and Shamia.
a way where you can learn from some.
Is Flame the only student we don't know
Change
of?
my mind. Seminars are a way where you can learn from some of the other professors.
So one venture. Monsters in the Mountains seems to be the normal. Suggested levels 15. She's probably on normal mode right now.
Students in the
Opportunities, when people's birthdays are, special holidays, tournaments, all kinds of things. So you really want to keep an eye on the calendar.
Oh, cool. That was neat.
So you really want to
Marketplace, quit, system, save, inventory, map. Nice. That's such a neat way to do it.
keep.
Yeah,
We
you.
might get to
need some
see
reinforcements.
Lenny die.
Oh,
we'll
no.
see what happens.
Why would you
And,
do that?
Because he is a mounted unit, he can move again after attacking. So I can just kind of scoot him away from those enemies, perhaps.
He's in so much range, boss.
Battle
Is this
happening.
free
so
range
it
bow?
adds that
Damn, son,
immersion
let's
to
get it.
What's happening on the field?
Break shot.
Absolutely. And there's my archer. It's always important to have a good archer on your team.
Eh.
And Ignatz is the best in the business. All right. So I think Linhart's covered pretty well.
Oh
Looks
yeah,
like he's
no.
gonna
So
be
this is the
safe,
Black
so I can
Eagles.
go
So
ahead
it's
and
just you
start
recruited him.
scooting
Okay, I get it.
Hubert and
Truly amazing.
What was that last stat?
I leveled up.
Cha? What's Cha? Cure. I have no idea.
Howard.
Cavalier, I was able to get over to this bridge
Well
and lower
done.
it for those merchants.
So they can run away from that massive wolf, which we haven't actually just mentioned
This
yet.
map
but
is
it
huge,
covers,
by the
like,
way.
4 spaces on the map.
Right.
Like it just shows how monstrous and massive that character is versus all the other units on the field.
He's incredibly powerful too. It takes a long. Yeah, look, he's 4 spaces. He takes a lot to
Oh,
whittle
wow.
down his
That's
health.
really cool.
Yeah, and positioning is so important in Fire Emblem. At the end of your turn, your units are vulnerable to enemy retaliation, depending on what position they are. And so these bosses that take up more than one square, that really open up just like different possibilities of positioning.
So there's one more
What?
enemies.
Jesus
and a
Christ,
lot
this
of
map is
traps.
insane.
So now we're over
Traps?
here. We've opened these doors, and my mounted units have made their way through this maze. So we're in a pretty good spot, I think.
And still deploying a flanking maneuver because you have them on both
This
sides.
map looks super
Mhm.
painful to play through.
And there's the key bearer on this side, and whenever there's a key, I make sure that it gets over to him so that I always know who has the key. I
Uh-oh.
can make sure that's the person I'm sending towards the doors.
All right, and I'm noticing these are students from the Blue Lion house.
That's right.
Oh, yeah,
What the
we're
hell?
playing a different house.
They just come out of nowhere?
And I'm noticing
Know who has the key. I can side, and whenever there's a key, I make sure that it gets over to him so that I always know who has the key. I can make sure that's the
What?
person I'm sending towards the doors.
all right, and I'm noticing these are students.
The Blue Lion path.
They literally
That's a
came
good
out of
call.
nowhere. Am I blind or
Blue Lion
something?
house.
They literally
That's
just came out of
right, yeah.
We're
nowhere.
playing a different house now.
That's
Oh,
a good
God.
call.
Okay.
And this save file, we're playing but as a professor.
Wait, what's the
that's my-
sword's name?
It's
Did they
definitely
show it here?
And we've got
Sword of the Creator.
just goes to show how many characters there
Now
are
we
in this
know.
game. So it's definitely a challenge to keep track of who's who.
But as a professor, that's my duty. Whether you get a crest and which crest you have really determines your position in this world.
Oh, wow. So some
And maybe
crests
not
just
everybody's
suck more
super
than
happy
other
with that
crests.
system.
Got it.
Well, let's go back over to this side, and there's
Where's
here. So let's-
Dimitri
let's
at?
flip it.
Still
And
a few
then-
enemies to take out here.
One I won.
Oh, they came from the warp
We've done
panels.
this
Okay. I
before.
thought they
Fair.
were just
I've
like
done
ambush
this before.
spawns, but they came from warps. Even though they came on the
Oh,
same
yeah,
turn.
let's use Rally, because Felix... And then one thing I want to point out is that...
Yeah, so the Plague Doctors, I guess, are
Well, first I'm
Flame
going to defeat
Emperor.
this enemy, and then I'll point stuff out.
Cronies.
But say I had royally
When are you gonna
messed
promote
up in
this girl?
battle
She's level
and,
16
God
boss.
forbid, let one of my
Make her
students
a hero.
get defeated. It's difficult, or take down all other enemies on that map, which there were a lot of them. You have to do it in 25 turns.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
So there are conditions and challenges to
such a
every
long
battle.
turn
Yes.
count.
Cool.
But that was just a little sneak peek at Fire Emblem Three Houses. As we mentioned, it's coming out July 26th.
Yeah.
Well, that was the first half hour of the Treehouse Live. Some cool things, I guess, some highlights to come out of this. We have Flea, or whatever her name was, Flane, who's a new Black Eagles girl. Counselor, which is a new one. I just like how the fact we got just like English menus now
That's
instead of just
different.
kind of
And then
relying on the Japanese Famitsu articles. So that was nice. The combat, the maps
So
seem
if I wanna
huge, man. The maps are ginormous. Or maybe it just looks big to me, and it's not maybe that big. But maybe maybe the game flows really really well, and the size of the map isn't really going to be that painful. I'm not really sure. Terrain, it seems kind of flat, but I really like the bridge. I really like the bridge mechanic and the drawbridges, being able to get creative with the maps like that. Whenever there's and I said this before in another video, whenever there's an opportunity to engage with your map, I find it's one of the more refreshing experiences. I like feeling like that map that you're playing with is alive, and I like to employ that kind of design philosophy in Bloodlines 2, where you can just interact with the map and make it feel like it's not just some kind of bland flat stage. So I really like that mechanic. Kind of like Dragon Veins, except not, I guess, as exclusive. Do you have all the customization from where you want to show? I mean, all this stuff isn't really that new. I mean, if you've been paying attention to the Famitsu articles, then you kind of know all this. I like how the monsters took 4 spaces. That was pretty metal. Yeah, I mean, all in all, it's a lot of stuff it's not really that earth-shattering or surprising and stuff. We just kind of know what's happening, so I'm sorry if that's not the most interesting thing. The Plague Doctors from the Flame Emperor, and I guess the Death Knight and the Flame Emperor are working together. I kind of had the impression that they were separate entities. They were just, like, one was the Death Knight and one was the Flame Emperor, and they just kind of oversee different things, but they don't really interact with each other. But they're not. I was surprised that Dimitri's not here. I'm pretty sure this is the Blue Lions, isn't it? Like, we have it's Deju and Felix and Mercedes, but Dimitri's not here, so I'm wondering why that is. Maybe there's some story behind that that we don't know about, and that Aubrey is keeping a secret from us. I like how Sword of the Creator, how the sword is always glowing, so maybe when you get the sword it can start glowing. And these guys seem to be having a jovial sort of relationship, and they both sound pretty spooky. Although one's a paladin and one seems to be a general.
Yeah, so...
That's pretty cool.
Cool.
And that's pretty much the extent of this. I know there's some other footage that we have to look through, but outside of that, I guess I'll have a more detailed, more kind of thorough scripted thing about it. But now I'm caught up. Thanks, Nintendo.